and welcome back. You're still watching Morning News Edition here on Morning Thailand. Kun Gop, we've been monitoring the pollution problem, the situation in Singapore and Malaysia. It has been reported reaching record heights in pollution index.
Wow.
And as a result of the forest fires from Sumatra Island on Indonesia. However, it seems that the wind has already changed course from Singapore and now into the south of Thailand. The government has been...
I think that we have looked into this, like, you know, and we try to report here in Morning Thailand, mainly situation that happened right here in Thailand to make sure that you get updates, and we were hoping that we don't have to report about this because we didn't think that it's going to come this far, but apparently it's finally reached us, huh?
The government has been warning people in 7 provinces in the down south of Thailand to be more careful when going outside, that they wear face masks because now the smoke, the combined of smoke and fog has already covered many areas in the south of Thailand, especially in many districts in Narathiwat. It was reported that situation there is getting worse and now. And now officers have been ordered to prepare 500,000 face masks for distribution in the provinces, in each provinces actually.
That is quite bad. Look at the, yeah, that's not good at all.
It's trying to run in that kind of problem. However, it seems that this is not the first time this happened, especially in Thailand.
Is that in Singapore? Yeah,
I'm not pretty sure. Yeah. In Singapore and Malaysia, it happened every year during this time of year, between July to September.
And this is man-made. It's not like
not naturally.
Oh, okay.
The company, the palm oil company in Indonesia, seems to get an easy way and cheaper way to clear the land for plantations. They burn forest lands.
So it's a slash and burn. That's why this actually happened. I think I have heard that Indonesian government has issued official letters sending out to the neighboring countries, especially Malaysia and Singapore, apologizing for this particular case, but obviously you can't really control it.
Because before this, Singapore has already blamed Indonesia for not doing enough to control this problem, causing this to happen every year. However, the Indonesian government said that many companies that are doing this are from Singapore and Malaysia.
Oh,
so they switching blame on each other.
Okay.
But now they already get to the table and talk. They're holding some kind of special meeting among the ASEAN countries. I think it's next week.
Right.
It has been brought forward from 20 to the 21st of August to around the 2nd of July, which is next week, to talk about the pollution problem. Malaysia has offered to be a host of this special meeting. It will take place in Kuala Lumpur.
There's a lot of meeting taking place in Kuala Lumpur, isn't it?
Right?
Didn't we just have a peace talk in Malaysia as well?
Right.
Okay, very interesting that they actually offer this service quite a bit there. Now, for this particular fog in Thailand, do you know how bad it is? Like, it is really, really bad?
It's
because in Singapore,
medium to high level, not that dangerous yet.
Right.
However, they've been monitoring the pollution index every day to make sure that they're not getting into the dangerous level, because in Singapore and Malaysia, they already issued an emergency decree. The situation, the schools have closed, something like that, and
really
people were ordered not to get out of house if not necessary, right?
Well, the thing is too, the southern part of Thailand, I think during this time of year is not doing very well. We just reported flooding the other day, a few weeks ago, of course, and now is fog or smog, excuse me, not fog, obviously. Well, you know, just be very careful if you're going to visit down south.
And if you live there and you don't have the face mask, go to the nearest
hospital. Would they have it? They probably
provincial office.
Now, moving on to another updates, and I think I have been reported so much about this particular news that I start to think that we are a big fan of this particular scandalous monk. However, because we did told you about the situation where he's supposed to come back
this week.
And of course I use the word supposed because obviously it seems like he's not coming back from France, not yet anyway. The reporter has went into the Wat Pa Khan Thi Tham and has asked people around the area, including the monk there, and the monk has said that at this point they're not sure if Luang Pu Nen Kam will actually be
หลวง
back.
พ่อเนนคำ
หลวงพ่อ
หลวงปู่ I'm sorry, excuse me.
He actually make it a little bit
Someone quoted หลว
more
งพี่
serious.
หลวงพี่ already.
Yeah. So now he said the monk at the temple said that who knows, maybe he might take a helicopter and get there on the 30th. But of course, the word who knows, that just implies a lot. Now, giving you a little bit more updates here. They say that Wat Pa Khan Thi Tham, interestingly enough, Kun Tulip has reported about this, about how this particular temple wasn't even registered as a temple. But guess this, it has 201 branches inside and outside of the country.
Haven't heard about temple branches before.
Well, apparently there are branches for a famous temple that might be, for meditation, to preaching, so on and so forth. However,
200.
Normally they would have to register with the particular department. Now, they say that for the temple that would be registered, you can actually check out the website www.sortopor.org. That's sortopor.org. Now, this particular website also will tell you which of the temple that registered with the Buddhism Association, plus any of the monk or novice that would like to travel abroad would need to actually asking or clarify themselves that they are having certain task or duty that eligible them to actually leave the country. So it's a little bit more organized than we thought, but it's interestingly enough, I don't think that Luang Pu Nen Kam has actually followed any of those regulations, including the whole Emerald Buddha replica or the rebuild of the giant Emerald Buddha. That is still in question as well, because according to the Fine Arts Department, they haven't asking for this particular building to get the model right, to get the everything right. So they say at this point they cannot really do anything, and a lot of people are still questioning this particular case, whether or not he's going to come back and answer all our questions. So we're going to have to wait and see, because apparently as of now they say that who knows, maybe he might be here on the 30th and in a helicopter. That's what the monk said.
I'm not pretty sure it's in relation to this particular monk, but yesterday there was some pictures circulating on the internet, on social media, showing a few monks shopping in France in front of the brand name department stores, eating steak in New York.
Can you actually eat after certain hours if you're a monk? And
I'm not pretty sure.
See,
some was in checking iPhones, buying some stuff, IT stuff, something like that.
I seriously think that this has tarnished the reputation of Thai monks a lot. I mean, it hasn't been great, but it hasn't been this bad either. So
we're still keeping an eye on this particular month and also others that might have surfaced afterwards, and also the measures from the Office of Buddhism in Thailand as well. Moving on to another saga that we've been keeping an eye on, that's the luxury tax dodging luxury cars.
Right, the supercars.
Right, this week the DSI, the Department of Special Investigation, has already kicked off the physically inspection of the luxury cars that they have already summoned before. How much? How many? 500?
548 something.
48.
Yeah, 48.
And
but
this week they already began
many?
the checks, and it seems that not many have showed up.
Not very many. Yesterday, Kun Tulip has reported 5.
Right.
4 out of 5 were found to be suspicious of actually dodging the tax.
Yesterday, the owner of the Porsche car that already made an appointment with the DSI did not show up as well, so they inspected 2 Mercedes-Benz cars instead and found that these 2 cars were legally registered as the reassembled cars. I'm not pretty sure about how they brought in the automobile parts.
They said that if you imported the entire car from obviously whatever
which
country,
is more expensive,
it would be more expensive, the tax. Then you import it in parts and have it reassembled in Thailand. But of course, if you reassemble in Thailand and you order parts, it's very slim chance that the serial numbers would match.
Right.
So that's how they check.
Right. So this week they start inspecting the luxurious cars. If the owners of the car want to have their cars checked, so just bring in, because the owners will have until this Friday to bring their cars in.
Wow. Okay. Well, the thing is, I think they ask a lot of people to register yourself in.
On a voluntary basis, yes.
Yes, exactly. At this point, on a voluntary basis. But of course, if you haven't come out, I think they probably will
issue a summon.
Exactly, for you to go in. Now, I believe they also said that a lot of cars actually, they suspect that they rearrange or change certain parts in their cars before they let DSI
also that they did not discover that the serial number of the body of the car or the transmission of the parts inside were actually matched.
Yeah, because that's what the report has been coming out and said too, that a few people try or attempt to do that.
So it might take more time for some people to bring their cars in.
And there was Mercedes-Benz that have been inspected as well as just keep inside the DSI. The DSI have to actually kept it because they say that the owner actually owns 76 of these Mercedes. There's more, not just that car. So obviously, it's one person. I mean, come on. This probably an importer, and of course, the 2 brothers has been called in to clarify themselves. Right. You can do the business, but you just have to do it right. That's all. Now, this is really interesting because the next news, when we talk about supercars, it seems like there's a lot of rich people in our country, but according to the UTCC, University of Thai Chamber of Commerce, they have been surveyed 1,200 people between the 18th to 23rd of this month, and they found that the household debt has increased a lot.
No wonder.
Yeah, but
seriously,
seriously, when you think about supercars, you always have that in the back of your mind, like, which country are they living in? Because I don't feel the luxury of being able to have that particular car. Now they say that 71.5% admitted that they have trouble making ends meet, due to the fact that a lot of the goods has increased their prices, including all the interest rates from the loans, the petrol prices, and some of them have to actually get the loan from loan sharks, which is creating even more problem. They say that 47.8% said that the amount of money they use is mainly just to maintain their lifestyle, and 19.7% goes into investment. Now, they said that at this point, in the past 7 years, this year has been the highest in terms of the debt, the household's debt in right here in Thailand. A lot of, like I said, problems with taking loans outside the system. And I think there has been a lot of talks about the previously have the financial institution provided loans, but of course that didn't go well either, because if you don't really have a good productive career or investment to go into, that would ended up be just a debt, and you know, it just go into the financial institution instead. Now they say that a lot of people use debt or getting loans from the credit cards as well. So now that's create more of a cycle, and that just show you that I think the problem is there, and is with the whole, you know, changing in economic. And I believe that if those of you who, you know, get into stock market or bonds, there has been a great fluctuation lately too. We're not doing
like a
very
roller
well.
coaster.
Exactly. I think we came up a little bit yesterday for the set, you know, the SET set index. However, of course, the previous days it has been in the red. So a lot of people were really concerned about it, and I'm pretty sure it's a cycle. You try to invest, but you don't have enough money, so you get a loan, you ended up with higher interest rate, and you have to just make, you know, enough to pay the interest rate and not able to pay the capital.
So there's nothing more we can do, just hang in there, you know,
exactly.
because anything can happen in this time of economic situation as a result of European debt crisis, economic problems in America.
Just be more careful at this point. Like, I think you have to be really careful to invest in anything at this point. However, we're going to take a short break, but we have updates on rice pledging scheme. We have, this is a shocking one, possible cabinet reshuffle again. So that's very interesting. And of course, the whole peace talk down south and how it didn't quite be as effective as it should be. So stay tuned.